To the channel. Today I'll be continuing what if Naruto had the powers or had the gem of Pink Diamond Steven Universe. Technically it'll just be Pink Diamond because Steven Universe would have never existed in said universe, so the debuffs would have never been put in place. Anyway, it's still the same abilities around the board though. Let's get into it. So Naruto wakes up, and when he wakes up, he smells something, good. So he gets up, he brushes his teeth, but before he even he gets himself together, he walks out to his room. Jiraiya had hired somebody to make breakfast because Naruto's a child, so the most he'd most likely know how to make is ramen. But that's neither here nor there. So Naruto eats and then he heads out for the tutoring exams like the person instructed him to because he told Jiraiya and so on and so forth. And as Naruto's heading there, he meets up with Sasuke and Sakura and his other groups of friends. And they start talking about all the people that's supposed to be coming. And Sasuke and Sakura kind of remind Naruto of the written portion and ask him did he study or whatever, and that today's the written portion. And Naruto, he just shrugs it off. He don't really care. It should be good. But he starts sweating. He doesn't that whole book smart stuff. Anyway, so he gets into the class and he ends up sitting, I want to say, next to somebody. Yeah, he ends up sitting next to Hinata, who allows him to cheat off her paper. Because Hinata's still fucking Hinata. So yeah, that's what happens. And after that, that's all that happens that day, so we just finna skip through that. I mean, Sasuke ends up getting a fucking message from a snake saying if he wants power, meet him at this location. But since Sasuke never came, he has to resort to a different method. So yeah. Anyway, the next day come, everybody, they getting ready for the actual physical portion, and they get their lineup, and Naruto goes up against Kiba. Now, at this point in time, nobody really knows about what Naruto have going on because for the most part, Naruto's been told to keep his gem a secret. Don't tell nobody. Only the higher up people know, and the people inside your shit. Maybe some of your classmates know. Your teammates clearly know. Your house people in your house gonna obviously know because they're in your fucking house, right? Anyway, so yeah, but this is basically Naruto's debut, for real, for everybody inside the Leaf Village. So he kind of feels bad for Kiba, along with Sasuke and Sakura, because they kind of know what Naruto's been they've seen Naruto with just a slight bit of the Nine Tails, just influencing him. But even without that, Naruto's still kind of strong, and he's been training with Jiraiya recently, so there's no fucking way that he hasn't gotten that some way stronger, right? Anyway, so but Jiraiya, as everybody's thinking, as Naruto's teammates are talking amongst themselves, Jiraiya pulls Naruto off to the side and tells Naruto not to use any of his abilities unless he really, really has to. And Jiraiya, he okay, I guess. Not Jiraiya, Naruto, he yeah, I guess, I guess. He obviously a little disappointed because he wanted people to stop thinking of him as just some government babe, it's just some Leaf government baby that they've just thrown a whole bunch of money at and has just done nothing. So they basically just released him back into the public. So Naruto, on occasion, gets these little weary eyes of is he strong, or we've probably invested billions in that man secretly and he amounted to nothing type looks. So yeah, you get them from different people. Anyway, continuing, everything goes up to canon up until when Hinata gets into her fight with Neji. Because at this point, Neji knows that somebody out there clearly has the capabilities to protect Hinata, but he wants to find out who it is. So he during that whole little break in between when Naruto saved Hinata and this altercation, he kind of died down on his aggression, and through that his aggression dying down toward Hinata's been able to get closer to him. So their fight, instead of going oh, he damn near killed her, it was, and they just had a fight. Hinata lost. You know, Neji helped her up. Not even that. He didn't even help her up. He just left. Like Naruto, like Neji still has disdain for Hinata, but he knows that in retrospect, it's not Hinata's fault. She's Hinata. You know, you can't blame what the fuck her pops did on her. It ain't got nothing to do with her. I mean, technically it did, because you know she got kidnapped, but she was a literal fucking baby. Anyway, yeah, that happens. Naruto, he basically, like, he gives little respect, but since Hinata isn't in the fucking infirmary, she's able to give Naruto this little ointment, which kind of, you know, brightens him up, which basically gives Neji his cue. Like, that's the guy who clearly saved her, because she wasn't doing none of that to nobody. Like, she wasn't making, she said that was for a specific person. And the fact that she just gave it to Naruto clearly means that that's the person who saved her before. So this just means that Naruto is clearly holding some type of power that he has to know about, right? So he tries to use his Byakugan on Naruto, but notices Naruto, that's the, yeah, did I say Byakugan? I think I said that wrong. I don't know if I said that wrong. Anyway, he uses it, and he noticed, like, Naruto, his chakra is pretty, like, it's decent. Like, it's not too much there, so he just, like, he stalls, so maybe it was just a one-time fluke, right? Anyway, but he also notes that Naruto got a whole bunch of, like, weird energy surrounding his stomach. Like, it's not, he can't quite put his finger on it, but, like his chakra kind of go moving closer toward his stomach, right? So, as that's going on, the next fight go on, and it's Hinata and Ino, but this time, not Hinata, it's Sakura and Ino, and their fight goes differently because Sakura isn't so much tied to healing as she is more tied to combat, and since Ino can't get her mind transfer jutsu off, Sakura wins that fight by a fucking landslide. And then there's Naruto and Kiba's fight, the matchup of the fucking century. So, like, when Naruto enters the ring, he kind of gets, like, this look of, like, fucking predators looking at him, like, you know, like, they're getting ready to pounce damn near. Like, everybody want to know what Naruto can do, if, like, you know, because apparently, like, somebody's invested a lot in him, and they're just trying to see if their investment's paid out, or, like, they're just trying to see what Naruto's abilities is, because Naruto graduated somewhat at the top of his class behind Sasuke. So the fact that he surpassed even Sakura, which was somebody who held a, like, perfect chakra control and a decent, you know, knowledge of healing medicines and shit, it just, you know, couldn't be the second. You know, this kid that nobody really knew about just popped up out of nowhere, and whoop, now he's the second best in the class. Anyway, yeah, so Naruto gets these looks, and Kiba tells him, you know, hey, you know, this should be good. We both been training, whatever. Naruto, you know, he tells him that he's not, you know, yeah, this should be good. And Kiba, you know, the dude announces the fight, and Kiba starts running at Naruto, and Naruto pulls out a kunai, and everybody is, like, kind of shocked, because they would have assumed it would have been, like, an immediate victory, but no. Kiba runs at him and starts throwing punches and stuff, throwing kunai, whatever. Naruto is literally just not, if, like, they're actually fighting, like, they're throwing blows, but, like, Jiraiya is in the back of his head. Like, I really did not think he was gonna dumb himself down this much. He's been training with me. Imagine what people are thinking of me. And then he looks over to his right, and Kakashi is looking at him like, is this your guy? Like, is this your guy? Right? And, like, in a minute, like, after, I'm gonna say, like, 2 minutes of that pass, and Naruto, he kind of get irritated, because, like, Kiba don't seem to be tiring. Like, Kiba has been doing some training, so he start amping it up. He pushed Kiba back, and Kiba noticed, like, Naruto is extremely strong, and he don't seem like, although he wasn't throwing no attacks, he don't seem fatigued from all his blows and none of that. So Kiba was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go to my next stage of my plan, and he activates his you know, his little fang over fang technique, and Naruto was like, okay, I see what this is. So Naruto, he, like, apologizes to Jiraiya, because Naruto know he could take, technically speaking, he could take the attack. We all know he can. But in the same breath, he don't. Back to it. So, he apologizes to Jiraiya in his mind, and he holds out his hand, and like this bubble, like this little pink bubble surrounds him. And it basically, at the same time as it stops Kiba's Fang over Fang, it literally knocks him out, because Kiba basically just ran his head into a fucking brick wall. That's literally what he just did. And everybody's kind of like shocked. But they notice like there's something like Naruto, like stomach is glowing. So they kind of think like maybe he got like an item. So like the refs come up down there and they see like like the Leaf officials, like they kind of put up a tarp around the situation, like, and they tell everybody, this is a like matter of Leaf security, whatever. And after a while, the ref comes out with like this weird look on his face, and he's like, there was no ninja tool used in this fight. That was a clear victory. Okay. And everybody, like, they're kind of murmuring amongst themselves, like, what the fuck was that then? Because that, people don't normally glow in certain parts after they use abilities, unless they're like, got fucking Sharingans or some shit like that. I don't remember people having eyeballs in their stomachs, right? So some people start immediately assuming, like, some of the more up Shinobi in certain areas of the Leaf Village, and others start spreading rumors that Naruto could also just be the Nine-Tails himself, because the Nine-Tails has been gone for a while, and the fact that this random kid just popped up could spell, interesting stuff. So that instantly starts spreading around. So then the finals kick up. And in the midst of the finals kicking up, Gaara hears about Naruto's little rapid success against Kiba, and he gets a little annoyed because, technically speaking, that was just a defense move, an ultimate defense, if you will. And this kind of pisses Gaara off because he's like, my sand is the ultimate defense, and right? So, he kind of get a little upset at that fact, and he, moving forward, he's pissed. I just want y'all to keep all that in mind. Anyway, so after that, they not even that. I don't think they move on to the finals. I think they do that weird fucking forest shit. Anyway, so they go and do, I think I do this out of context every time. I don't know. Anyway, Sasuke, I'm gonna just skip. Sasuke does not end up getting the bite, because either way it go, they weren't going to do the woodland fucking outdoor part anyway, because Sasuke approached somebody about the fact that Orochimaru sent him something, and somebody noticed that it was Orochimaru's handwriting, and the fact that it was the meetup in the fucking woods that they were supposed to be doing the training exercise in to assess the new Genin. They were like, nah, fuck that. Anyway, so yeah, he doesn't end up getting the bite, which forces Orochimaru to go with I gotta bum rush the village and see if I can get him with the Sound 4 and so. But they still have that agreement with the Sand Village, so he's not necessarily worried. So the fights continue. Naruto ends up fighting Neji, of course, and Hinata ends up fighting Sakura ends up fighting, I'm gonna say fucking Lee, because Lee never fought Gaara, because Gaara was in the midst of doing something else while the other portion was beginning. While that other portion was going on. So Lee's fighting Sakura, and since he likes Sakura, he's not necessarily trying to hurt her. So he just tell her, like, you should just get out the ring, and this kind of pisses her off. So she goes in and she try to attack him, which of course results in Lee having to put pause to her. So yeah, that's what happened. Pause. Anyway, I just don't listen. I'm not necessarily saying I like Sakura, but I'm not gonna disrespect her by putting her up against somebody that right now is clearly too strong for her. I'm just trying to get her fight out the way to let y'all know I didn't forget about her, but I'm trying to build her up. In order to build her up, you gotta knock her down a few pegs. Personally. Although, I'm not necessarily doing too much. That's neither here nor there. Let's get back into the story. Anyway, So Naruto goes to fight Neji, and in the midst of their fight, Naruto gets like this like really weird feeling that somebody's staring at him, and he turn around and it's Neji, not Neji, Gaara. And in the midst of him doing that, Gaara ends up not Gaara, Neji, ends up like hitting his gem in that instance. So like with him assuming like that was just like a focus point for Naruto's chakra because all of his chakra kind of fades into one color there. It doesn't do anything but slightly like not crack Naruto's gem, but like slightly nudge it into Naruto's body even further, which does cause very agonizing pain for Naruto because this is a part of his body still, and the fact that it was just pushed deeper inside of him fucking hurts. So you know he falls to the floor, and the ref is getting ready to call the match, but like Naruto gets back up after a few seconds, and like he tells Neji like he really shouldn't have did that, right? And Naruto like kind of vanishes from sight, and Jiraiya was like fuck, stop the match, you should stop the match, right? And the ref, and like he started trying to blow the whistle, and Naruto snatched the whistle off his neck and was like, nah, it's my match. I'm fine, right? And he starts looking at everybody that was sort of trying to jump into the match, and they looking at Naruto, and they clearly see that Naruto is in some manageable control. But everybody kind of notices like it was only people that Naruto really knew. Like Guy was gonna jump in, but that was only because Kakashi and fucking Jiraiya was going to jump in. But that's besides the point, you know? And that's one of his students, so you know he kind of felt like he had to protect him. Anyway, so Neji, after like witnessing the sheer speed of Naruto, he starts shivering just a little bit, because you know Naruto does not have the shadow clone jutsu. So this little imp that the Nine Tails is giving him, in any grand meaning of the word, wouldn't amount to him using it in the shadow clones. It would amount to him using it physically. So his speed just got amped, and now that he's actually using his diamond speed, like his actual speed that he was using to fight Jiraiya with, you know, his is even faster. And not saying like Jiraiya had a problem keeping up, but it was a relatively decent fight for Jiraiya, which means that this speed is detrimental towards somebody like Neji at his current level, right? So, you know, Naruto, he turns around to Neji and he holds out his kunai, and Naruto flings it, and Neji begins to try like to do his palm rotation. While in the midst of him doing it, Naruto grabs the kunai and then like pulls back his fist and punches Neji into the floor. And at this point in time, everybody in the crowd related to the Hyuga clan is just like, how the fuck did that just happen? What? Right? And this like literally sets the crowd into an uproar, because at this point in time, Neji was not like he was like in the middle, but he was in the beginning. And even at that point in time, Neji was still one of the best Hyuga members at that like, you know, present, like with the most potential, whatever. Although he wasn't the strongest, the most potential is still the most potential. So the fact that Naruto just single-handedly knocked his face into the floor, you know, yeah. So Neji gets back up, and he's pissed. He's pissed. So he activates, you know, the little 24, you know, palms. He gets in his little stance, and Naruto, you know, he walks into range. As he's walking into range, Neji goes to jump at him, but he disappears, right? And Neji's like, fuck, where'd he go? And Naruto appears behind him, and he's like, got him, right? So he turns around and he hits him. Boom, boom, boom. 2 palms. Boom, boom. 4 palms. 5 palms, right? And he just started counting, and everybody like, no, he finna kill him. But nah, right? And Naruto, he's like, my turn? 1 palm. And he fucking pushes Neji into the damn wall. And everybody's like, okay, yeah, match done.